So, welcome, Tim Vine. We're going to go through a number of topics.
Far away?
And just...
Or from this distance?
Very amusing.
I feel passionately about how different countries use their desire to fight for issues.
Okay, because I wasn't really talking about other countries. I was talking about British politics.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd like to comment on the mayorship of London.
Well, I didn't know the mayor had a ship, so straight away there's something I'm not up to speed with, but I like the idea of mayors. I'm not saying that there should be a male horse in charge of London. That would be frankly unworkable. Although I'll tell you why it'd be unworkable, because you couldn't have a mayor inside a carriage who was a horse and then have horses pulling the carriage. There'd be a sort of horse inequality. I don't know whether you've ever worn an ice cap. I have, and the melting ice caps, they're very annoying wearing a melting ice cap because it dribbles all over your face, and not to mention the kind of brain freeze you get from just having the thing on in the first place. So I think that it's a double-edged sword. Do you want to wear an ice cap that isn't melting, get brain freeze, or do you want it to melt, go all over your face? I don't know, which way are you going to go?
What about the ozone layer?
Well, I've never seen the ozone layer. I've heard that there used to be a hole in it in the 80s, and then they discovered that there wasn't anymore. So I don't think we need to worry about the ozone layer. I think it turns out the ozone layer, a bit like a graze on a knee, can heal itself.
Yes, but it's not... Are you just thinking of yourself? That's quite a selfish thing, isn't it?
No, I was just thinking of the ozone. You asked me about the ozone.
No, I know, but in the future, because...
I can't think about it in the past.
No, but in the future,
yeah,
other people have to live on this planet, don't they? When we're
well,
gone.
How do you know that? I mean, you can't just say stuff like that. Just throw something like that like it's definitely...
Well, they will do.
Gospel. In the future, other people will live on this planet.
No, I'm meaning when
That's terribly
when I'm not
presumptuous
here. When
to
I'm
say
not
that.
here.
Other people will live on this planet in the future. Other people will live... Can you hear yourself? Listen, we can't live without food.
Yes, I agree with you there. Do you cook?
Yes, I do.
Do you?
Yeah. I don't cook food, though.
What?
I actually cook bits of my furniture. I take off bits of the chairs and stuff and I put them in the oven, because I like the smell you get of that roasting wood, sort of Scandinavian smell. And then I eat raw food.
Like a Swedish sauna?
That's it, exactly like a Swedish sauna. In fact, I've been to a Swedish sauna and I had a burger in there, and they didn't like that. I like football. The thing I like about football is that it has a great community effect, doesn't it? I mean, you get a lot of people together to watch a football game, and there's a real sense of, how do you say, violence. Oh, see, bonhomie. Yes, bonhomie. What's bonhomie?
Good friend.
Yes. Right, okay.
You get good friends at,
When?
Football matches.
I've never seen any good friends at football matches, no.
Okay.
I've never been to a football match. I just like the idea.
Ever?
I like the idea of it.
You like the idea of...
I like the idea of going to a football match and bonhomie. You were right about that.
Bonhomie?
Yeah, he was in Duran Duran. Simon Le Bonhomie. And you can have a frontal lobotomy, which is when you take the front of your brain out and you put in a bit that makes you more friendly.
Right, okay. Does that help with sport, do you think?
It does.
All right.
Yeah. The price of houses is just going down and down and down. Down and down and down. I mean, it's so easy to get hold of a house now. I'm on the housing ladder. I have to, I haven't got a front door, I have to go in through a top window. So I've got to use a housing ladder. I go up the side of the wall and go in the front window, and I climb out around the back and come around the front. I like pretending, you see. I remember once I pretended that I was a sailor, and I was on a ship, and actually I was in the Navy. No one noticed I was doing it.
Oh.
I think pop culture is great. I think when when people wear clothes that they can sing in, there is a sense of, I don't know, a sense that if you can sing in your clothes, if you can sing in them, then that is fashionable.
So that's influenced you to dress sometimes as
my budgie.
No, as what do you mean your budgie?
I've got a budgie, and I use him as a way of testing what I think I should wear. I test on my budgie. So,
okay.
So I have my budgie. I think to myself, will I look good in a small brown suit? I put it on the budgie first.
Oh, and see if that works.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And there's a slight issue with sleeves, but
that's an interesting way of doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, who from the world of celebrity has made the biggest impression on you?
Well, I remember Dale Winton once came up to me and pressed his hand really like that, for quite a long time up against the wall. And when he took it away, there was quite a big impression left in my face. And it was there for a couple of days, actually, just like that. So he made a big impression on me.
I don't know whether you've noticed, but nearly everywhere you go, there's a chemist. So
how do you know nearly everywhere I go there's a chemist? Are you following me? How do you know that
I was
go
talking
to...
generally that, you know...
But you seem to be suggesting that you know
where you go.
Where I go, and that everywhere I go there's a chemist.
I have had you followed, just to check that. But for instance, in Surrey there are a lot of chemists, aren't there?
There are a lot of chemists in Surrey.
Therefore, I think medicine is a very popular topic.
It's more popular than ever, actually.
Is it?
Yeah. I think people love medicine. I think, if it wasn't for diseases, in fact, I think even without diseases...
Probably would have died out, I suppose, medicine, wouldn't it?
Well, I think disease generally makes things die out.
Yeah.
But I think medicine would be still popular. I know when sometimes I'm not ill and I go and get a verruca patch, and I'll eat 6 or 7 of them.
In your career, you haven't peaked yet. I still sort of, you have now. I still get the impression there's a lot more to come from you.
Yeah, I feel like I've got to. I feel like I want to give. I'm one of life's givers.
You are a very giving person.
I am. I go through life, and I'm sure that shouldn't be elasticated.
I think they always were.
Oh right, okay. These garters are rather high. I think that if you give, you get more back, and you can try that anywhere. If you go into a sweet shop and you give them 7 coconuts, you'll get those 7 coconuts back, but at speed.
Joan Collins.
Eggs.
Cilla Black.
Eggs.
Chris Tarrant.
Charm.
Dale Winton.
Eggs.
Anton Deck.
Carb. Eggs. I would love to have earlier on in life put a bit more time into trampolining. If I'm absolutely brutally honest, and I'm sure the viewers at home would agree with this, a career in trampolining is every schoolboy's dream. The problem was the place that I was initially practicing, the ceiling wasn't very high, and as a result I could only get up to a certain standard before I hit the equivalent of the glass ceiling. You can't go any further, I kicked myself. Well, I did. It was another thing. The reason why I was no good at it, I used to kick myself in mid-air. One minute you're there, the next minute you're there.
Yeah.
And another time you can be there, and the next minute you're there.
Yeah, but I think you're here now, aren't you?
No, I'm over here.
No, but you're there in terms of there.
Sometimes you can be there.
No, I know, but you're higher than that now.
Then someone else can be there, and then you look at them, and then they go like this, and they're there, and then you're there, and then sometimes you can go like this to their career, and then there, like this, and then.
But you're up there now, aren't you?
No, I'm there.
Well, I think you're higher than that.
Well, you don't know where he started.
Yeah, but if we're taking maybe your lap as where it started, then I think you're there. So there's
You see, that sort of rudeness is not going to ingratiate yourself to the viewers.